ऊपर से थोड़ा गंदा भी है शायद। So I think I must first of all thanks Krishna BMW team out here who gave me this opportunity to see my bikes unboxing, and clearly it's a quite an emotional moment for me and quite a moment for me, because this day I was waiting for last 2 years and I was planning this particular bike, and now you can see the bike there. It's still in the kind of what do you say, all wrapped and all packed here. 20 minutes में खुल जाता है। अच्छा, ये है देखो बाइक का हाल, देखो ऊपर से थोड़ा गंदा भी है शायद। अच्छा,
यहीं पे रखा हुआ।
ओके,
तो ये शिपमेंट जो आता है ऐसे आता है, ऐसे।
तो ठीक है, मोमेंट्स जो हैं, मतलब जो वेटिंग मोमेंट्स हैं वो ख़त्म हो गए अब, एंड आई एम जस्ट एक्साइटेड। अब बारिश थोड़ी ज़रा कम हो जाए। So this is that metal frame, or this is coming out, and I think bike is still inside. Okay.
लिफाफा सारा काट दो।
पूरा काट दें?
काट दो।
So unboxing.
अभी तक तो केक ही काटे थे। अनबॉक्सिंग और अनरैपिंग द बाइक।
बस हो गया।
तो ये हो गई, अपना रिचुअल हो गया। सीट है ना? हाँ, लोअर तो नहीं है ना? हाँ,
लोअर नहीं है।
हाँ,
लोअर तो इज वेरी कंप्रेस्ड।
हाँ, ठीक है।
यू कैन जस्ट विजुअली सी एंड मेक इट।
So there's my bike now, finally out of the box. Okay.
Series you will be getting, those will be all।
हाँ, अब वो तो अभी शायद इन ट्रांजिट हैं, पता नहीं कब पहुँचेंगी वो, मुझे हम
If they come in
आपके
time,
पास ही आएंगी वो।
हाँ जी, we'll do the installation bit।
हाँ, राइट। हाय, गुड मॉर्निंग चैनल। सो सुबह अभी थोड़ी एक्साइटमेंट भी है और खुशी भी है, क्योंकि दिस इज़ गोइंग टू बी दैट इम्पॉर्टेंट डे और द डे आई वाज वेटिंग फॉर, कि आज मेरे GS की डिलीवरी होगी। एंड अभी टाइम हो रहा है 9 बज गए हैं, और 9:30 बजे का टाइम दिया है BMW टीम ने हमें, कि टू स्टार्ट द प्रोसेस ऑफ डिलीवरी। और क्या बोलूँ, मतलब आई एम जस्ट सो एक्साइटेड। और अभी हम चलेंगे थोड़ी देर में डिलीवरी के लिए, एंड मिलते हैं शोरूम में।
Congratulations once again.
Knife in particular?
Okay, yeah. It's quite deadly. Seriously.
Please sir, do the honors।
Okay, sure. We are done with the cake, but yeah, I really want to thank team out here, especially Harjot and Bhavna, taking care of the entire process really smooth. And Harjot, especially for clarifying the doubts in the mind and about the particular nitty gritties about the bike, how to be introduced to the bike. So that's the thing which is expected from the team. And I think Bhavna, who took care of the entire process from start to end about the documentation. So I think in Krishna we get a really good treatment about from the starting of experience to the end of experience. That is, I think, the delivery of the bike. And same experience can be expected, right, Harjot, in the service also, right?
Definitely, it'll even get better. And we are thankful to you for giving us this opportunity as well.
So yeah, bike is ready now, and I think all the accessories are loaded. And I have Harjot with me. He'll be explaining me the demo of the bike, and he'll be running me through basic tips for a person like I'm a newbie right now for the bike, and the sophistication level that this particular bike has. Right. Hi.
Hello everyone. Hi. So first I'll start with the most basic requirement which you would need to understand. That's how to open the fuel tank lid.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
It is very important, and at times it's confusing for someone who has just bought the bike.
Right.
So you can only open it when the bike is switched off electronically as well, not just the engine. So at times if say the TFT is on, the engine is off, you'll try to open it, it won't open.
Okay.
It's not opening.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? So you need to electronically switch it off. You need to press it once and now it opens up. So there's this mechanism basically which releases or holds the lid in place.
Right.
So when you have to put it back, make sure you lift it again so that it is inside, and then just press it and then just leave it like this.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, sorry. You need to press it a bit further
Sure,
up
sure.
and then open it the same way again.
Right.
Key inside as well.
Right.
And then you can open the seat
Achha.
right with this key. How? I'll just explain.
Okay.
So you insert the key, and depending on what part of the seat you would like to open, just rotate it that way. So suppose you want to open the front seat, ye kara, the front seat open. You want to open the rear seat, do this and the rear opens, right?
Quite intuitive.
So this is low, this is at high, right? So I'll just keep it both at low so that it gives you more confidence, right?
अच्छा अभी थोड़ा सा लो
तो अब पीछे से भी थोड़ी ऐसे हो गया, पहले पीछे से it was like this, right? So you can adjust it in case if you would feel
अभी lower पे चली गई.
हाँ जी. And this key, it can start the bike as well. So I'm just keeping this far away, right, to just show you how this works. So there is one sort of, you need to come here and see.
Okay.
Right. So you just place the this thing here.
Okay.
Right.
Near to this.
And then press the ignition.
Oh, that's
The bike starts.
Okay.
Right. And then you just do this. So even without the fog. So this is equally important. Don't go by the looks of it. It does everything that fog does. All heated grips, and there are 2 levels
Of heating them.
So you just press, it's level 2, you press it again, it's 1, and then it's off.
Right.
Right. These are the riding modes. At one given point of time, you'll be able to see 4 riding modes.
Okay.
But there are 7 in total.
Seven in
So you can see what you want.
Okay.
And in the settings, I'll just quickly take you
So
there as
Harjit,
well.
on the go, can you change the riding mode?
Absolutely. So
Vehicle is running and you can change it.
you can change it. In vehicle settings, in driving mode pre-selection, if you'll see, now we have selected these 4 modes.
Okay.
Eco, Rain, Road and Enduro. That's why you see only these 4.
As shortcuts.
As shortcuts from this button on the main screen.
Right.
But as you won't be using the Enduro often, so I'm disabling it for now.
Okay,
Only.
right.
When you select the Enduro mode, the throttle response, the ABS, right, the traction control, everything gets aligned in a way.
Okay.
The suspension setup, it gets aligned in a way which is suitable for off-road usage.
Okay.
Say the throttle response, it becomes very direct,
Okay.
right? So it is not recommended that you use it on road.
Right.
Right. So suppose in dynamic also we have dynamic and dynamic pro. Dynamic pro is the configurable mode.
Right.
Any pro mode, Enduro Pro, Dynamic Pro, that means you can configure individual aspects.
Okay.
So suppose in Dynamic Pro engine, this is the throttle response.
Right.
So this is set for direct throttle response, like it's maximum power right from the word go.
Okay.
But if you want the thing to be a bit sort of on the softer side, you can just bring it at level 2. So this is setting for optimal throttle response. This is not as direct.
Sure.
And then level 1 is soft throttle response. So maybe you want the ABS traction to work at the fullest, but maybe you would want a softer throttle response. So you can individually configure every aspect.
Okay.
Supposedly DTC and then ABS.
What is DTC?
Now, DTC is dynamic traction control.
Traction control.
Traction, as we know, it's basically this mechanism controls the aspect where the power overcomes the grip. Right. So supposedly if you see it is set at full, so it says optimized for maximum performance.
Okay.
Wheelie is not suppressed.
Okay.
So it is
So
like
it is
absolutely direct.
Okay.
Right. But you can just make it milder.
So bike can wheelie also at that time.
This is slight wheelie possible,
okay.
right? Otherwise, when it detects that one sort of tire is moving at a different speed than the rear, so it cuts the power immediately to bring the front tire down. Right, but it won't happen.
Right.
In case if you set it to different other settings. So this says optimized for high stability.
Wheelie is
suppressed. And then optimized for max stability, wheelie is completely suppressed. Right. So it depends.
Right.
You can choose what you would prefer. Right. And then similarly ABS also. So now this is reduced support from lift off detection and ABS Pro. ABS Pro is basically cornering ABS.
Okay.
Right. This is maximum support the bike can give you in terms of ABS via lift off detection and cornering ABS Pro. Right. And then you can absolutely reduce the intervention as well. You can take it to ABS Pro and lift off detection deactivated.
Okay.
The rear wheel may lock.
Okay.
Which is not safe.
Right.
But all the pros, once you get used to the bike, you would want to just explore what the bike
for sliding basically.
For wheelies and power slides through the corner as well. Everything is possible. So I'll just set it to level 2 for now. Right. So that's how you can configure Enduro Pro mode similarly as well. It's not highlighted because we have already selected 4 modes. Right. Supposedly I can remove rain, then I can come back to Enduro Pro and configure that the same way as well. Right. So here is how you configure this thing.
Sure.
Yeah. So
one more thing. So for the long touring trips on tarmac, like for example I'll be doing a cross country ride. So for that, what modes do you suggest to keep in the shortcuts?
See, Eco is one mode which I would keep, because if you are on a long straight stretch where you are not going to do much, you are going to just cover distance, and you would like to save on fuel.
Right, exactly.
Because you are constantly going to hold one speed, right? You can switch to Eco mode. The throttle response would be milder and it will help you save fuel, right?
Sure.
And then you can switch to road mode, of course, right? Or the dynamic pro mode as well, in case if there is a nice section of twisties or something, you would like to go fast, you would like to have a sportier setup overall. You can switch
so when you click this button, so it is activated.
Yeah, it does it immediately. So that's Enduro Pro. That's rain, Eco, and then that's road again. Right. Coming to this side of the control buttons, this is the cruise control mechanism. So you switch it to the right. That means the mechanism is on. Right. And then you just pull this lever once to set the limit, set the speed limit at what you are riding the bike at. So suppose if you are at 80, you just click it once and it will hold 80.
It will hold 80.
Right. If you want to reset the same thing, just press it downwards and it will reset the whole thing.
That means cruise control is disengaged.
No, cruise control, the mechanism is still on. That particular speed limit is reset. Right. So cruise control would only disengage when you move this whole thing to the left. As it says off and on. Right. So if it is here, the mechanism is on, it is ready. But when you do this, that's when it engages. And this is when it disengages and resets itself.
And total switch off is?
Total switch off is this. Right.
Achha, these are eliminated switches? No.
These are not. These are not eliminated switches. This is the hazard lighting thing. So if you want all the four, you want all the four indicators to, as of now, because it will get calibrated once you move the bike, right? And then both these lights should go away. If one of them is staying on, that means there's something wrong.
Something wrong with the
Right.
bike.
And then this button is to adjust the suspension. So now it says road, right? There are two modes, road and dynamic, right? And this is the compression and the rebound setting, road and dynamic,
Okay.
right? And then what you see here is it says auto,
Okay.
then it would say minimum, and then it would say maximum.
Okay.
Those are the preload settings. So
Acha.
auto is that the bike, basis on the weight, what is on the bike decides which is the best preload setting,
Okay.
right? And then if the bike is completely loaded, you want it to be at the maximum possible height, so you can adjust the preload to max, or else minimum to do the opposite if you are just riding solo.
Maximum height as in bike's height will increase.
The suspension would, the spring would go up. So suppose this is the bike.
Right.
Normally it is designed to stay like this.
Ah.
You keep on putting more luggage here.
Right.
So it goes like this.
Right.
Right. So the front wheel, though it's touching the ground, but it
Is having
loses
less grip.
It
Right.
loses traction.
Right.
So what the mechanism does, if you put it on max, it brings it to the highest most setting
Acha.
to make sure that both the tires have optimal
Equal grip.
at every given point of time. Right.
So this is automatic.
So in auto it is automatic, right?
There is
Or
a
there
mode.
are two manual settings, maximum and minimum. You can opt for either of them, right?
Acha, this auto acts on the go as well.
Uh,
जो
the
change-
bike needs to be stationary and the engine needs to be on for the suspension preload adjustment to work. You can adjust the compression and the rebound like road or dynamic
Right.
on the go.
Right.
But the preload adjustment would only happen when the bike is stationary and the engine is on.
Acha. So I have to basically
So suppose
stop.
if I am trying to change this now, it would tell me that engine off, inactive load adjustment. I need to switch on the engine
Right.
to make sure that the preload can be adjusted.
अच्छा ठीक है.
And then moving forward, these are the indicators, horns, and then there's this for the passing light and the high beam.
Pass the dipper you mean?
Dipper, yeah.
Right.
So you can do this
अच्छा.
or push it in the opposite direction to switch on the high
Which
beam power.
button is this?
So there's this small lever.
अच्छा. This
So
is
if
standard.
you push it towards the other direction, so this is permanent high beam now.
Right.
And if you do this is passing light, dipper, right? And then
So this will be always
this will
eliminated.
be always on. Now in the new 1250s, this is a
GSA.
way to recognize in GS GSA both.
हाँ.
This outline thing would always stay on.
Achha.
When you turn the indicator, then that side of the indicator starts blinking. But if you switch it off, then it will again be on.
This is LED, right?
This is LED. This is completely LED. And then moving forward, this is a small button here. If you can just have a look,
Okay,
which
yeah.
would switch on the auxiliary lights. See, the auxiliary lights are on now.
अच्छा नीचे जो.
G.
हाँ, ठीक
So
है.
if I press it back again,
Okay.
they turn off. Right?
This is the auxiliary light.
This is on. Would automatically turn on and off if this button is on.
अच्छा. This one.
This one. This one.
Right.
This one.
Okay. ठीक है.
Right? And that's pretty much about the controls here. Seat, I've explained how you open
Right.
it.
सीट का एक बार मेरे को हाइट वाला दोबारा एक्सप्लेन करोगे?
It's very easy. Just flip it. So you open the seat. So it says L. So that means it is at the lowest setting.
Right.
So if you have to change it, just press this thing, take this thing out,
अच्छा.
right, flip it. Now this says H,
High.
high, and then you just do this.
That is the maximum.
That is this part is now higher, and then this says L here,
Okay.
right? L here. That means it's low.
Okay. This also needs to
This
go
is
back.
H.
High.
So now both are high, so it means it is at a parallel. Some riders prefer low at the back so that they sit a bit like this, right? But it's your own personal preference,
Right.
right? I'm putting it at low.
इसको हाई पे ही कर दो.
पीछे high कर दें?
हाँ.
And
पीछे-
आगे भी high.
नहीं नहीं. It has to be flat.
It
straight.
has to be flat, then H at both.
हाँ ठीक
right?
है. Because क्या होता है ना वो slide नहीं हो
You
slant पे.
just try
और फिर
every
उसके बाद कर
setting
लेते
and then see what suits you the best.